So, I have managed to develop some sort of sty in my eye in the last 20 minutes or so. I just finished filming my last video that went up all about the crease piece. That's how I got these creases. I will link that video down below if you haven't seen it. And I did my makeup with obviously all of the products that I was going to be talking about in this video today. And honestly, I used a mascara that I knew was old. Homegirl's been expired. She's been expired. But she's so good I refused to let her go, and I hadn't used her in a long time. Ow, it hurts. And I think it's causing something in my eye. Can you guys see that? My eyes feel like itchy, first of all. But right here, there's like a ball that's forming and it hurts when I touch it. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. I hope this is not an indicator of what 2021 is gonna look like for me. It's not. I don't know why the hell I even said that. Woo! Hello guys! Welcome to my yearly favorites. Every year I like to sit down and talk about my favorite makeup products. Not just makeup. I have like some hairs and like a perfume and stuff like that. But I like to narrow down my favorite beauty products of the year. The items that stuck out to me the most throughout the year. And yeah, I'm here again. I think this is my 7th yearly favorites video, guys. I've been doing this since 2014. It just blows my mind every year more and more and more. My freaking eye hurts. Okay, we can all agree that 2020 absolutely sucked. Worst year ever. Like literally worst year ever. Actually 2011 was fucking awful for me, but this one, it's close. Honestly, if it wasn't for Desi and Christy giving birth, I don't know if I could have made it this far. It's been a really intense year, and honestly, I haven't gone out much. A lot of my favorites from 2019 just trickled over into 2020, and I feel like there weren't any crazy, exciting new launches in 2020. There are some things though in my pile that I discovered this year and became crazy, crazy holy grails, and I'll get into that as I talk about them. But a lot of my old favorites are my current favorites as well, and I didn't want this video to be too repetitive, so I'm not gonna touch on those products all that much. I'm really gonna focus on the new stuff I've been loving this year, but of course, you know, it's a lot of repeats. I mean, they are incredible products, so you know, can't blame me. But anyway, I need to dive into this video because my freaking monthly favorites videos are really long, so I could just imagine how long this video is. I'm gonna try to go as fast as possible. I'm gonna speed through this, so it might be a little quick. It might feel like we're rushing through products, but you know, we got it. So I quickly need to talk about Supergoop. This really isn't something I've mentioned that much in my past yearly favorites. I don't think I've ever talked about sunscreen, but you know, I was younger then. My ass turns 29 next month. 29. And then I'm not in my 20s anymore. And then I'm off. And then it doesn't stop. You know what? Let's move on. Point is, I really feel the need to protect my skin these days, and the #1 anti-aging secret is SPF. If you are not protecting your skin from the sun, you will get old fast. And also, no one wants skin cancer. I cannot think straight because my eye is on fire right now. I definitely should stop this video, wash my face, and maybe try this again tomorrow, but we're getting through this. I just had to quickly mention Supergoop because out of all the SPF brands I've tried, they nail it every single time. I love all of their products. I honestly can't think of a product that they've come out with that I don't like. It's all really, really great. For primer, it's the same. How long have I been loving this primer? I feel like this is my 4th or 5th year in a row talking about the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. I try several primers, but nothing comes close to this guy. It's just so hydrating, and my skin looks hydrated for the entire day when I have this on. Like, I can tell when I wear a certain foundation and I look dry by the end of the night. I'm like, I should have used my primerizer. This stuff is awesome, but I also want to give a little shout out to my Laneige Glowy Makeup Serum because I feel like in 2020 I used this bad boy more than any of my other primers, even more than this one, just because I was trying out a bunch of them and I kept going back to this guy. I really love this one a lot too. They give me similar results, but I feel like this one makes me look glowy for longer, if that makes sense. Actually, you know what? I have to put them to the test because they're very, very similar. I don't know. Good stuff. Okay, so the foundation category might be a little bit disappointing because I don't have anything new to talk about. I know I really fell in love with my NARS foundation this year, and there were a couple really, really, really great ones, but nothing that I can say really compares to these guys. You know, I was looking at my last year's favorites and I was like, I didn't mention the Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer from Colourpop. And then I started to think, wait, did this come out in 2020? No, right? This came out in 2019. Or am I crazy? Or all my days just sticking together and I don't know what year I'm in? But it wasn't in my favorites video. I don't know. Point is, the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer was definitely an amazing discovery for me. I love this tinted moisturizer. It's honestly hands down the best I've ever used. I do love my Thrive Cosmetics CC cream, but that's a CC cream. When it comes to tinted moisturizers, I know they're similar, but this is just my absolute favorite. It looks so beautiful on the skin and it lasts such a long time. I love this so much. Definitely a holy grail, and I really didn't find anything this year that compared to this. This is top dog for sure. And then same goes with my foundations. These are my two holy grail foundations when it comes to drugstore and high-end. The Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick is the best high-end foundation I've ever used, aside from the Makeup Forever Face and Body that got discontinued. This is my runner-up. It just looks so beautiful in person, in photos. It's incredible. It's the best, and it's so easy to apply. You just swipe it on your face. Can't go wrong with the Ultra HD. And then the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation continues to be the best at the drugstore. Super long wearing, amazing coverage, yet feels like skin, lasts through a hurricane. It's the freaking best. And again, nothing really blew my socks off this year that really compares to those. So when it comes to complexion products, I honestly think no one can do it like Makeup Forever. They just do base products really well. And their Matte Velvet Skin Concealers were a big hit this year. I really loved them. And it's crazy because I don't really like these thick concealers anymore. A couple years ago, I was heavy into the Shape Tape Concealer by Tarte. I really love the Jouer one. This one is very similar to those, but I feel like it lasts even longer than those. It has extreme coverage, but yet doesn't feel really heavy on my under eyes. I have very dry skin, like you know, and this doesn't emphasize my dryness, and a lot of thick concealers do, so I really love that. And it's definitely become my go-to concealer when it comes to really glam makeup looks for when I'm doing my glam makeup in my house. Oh, I also still really love my Dose of Colors concealer. Meet Your Hue concealer, also a banger, love it. And then I want to give a quick little shout out to the Smashbox Studio Skin Flawless 24-Hour Concealer. I've had this forever, but I've recently started to use it like in the past 6 months religiously. I don't know what it is about it, but well, I do know what it is. I love that it's so thin. It's a very long wearing concealer, but it's very thin, and it has good coverage, and it's the perfect like everyday concealer for me, and it blends out in seconds since it's so thin. So I have been enjoying this a lot. So bronzer is actually one of my favorite categories. I love testing out new bronzers, and last year I had like 3 to talk about, but this year I only have one. I only have one because out of the entire year, this guy definitely stood out to me, so much so that I'm like almost done with this. I use this every single day. This has become like my favorite bronzer ever, and honestly, it's just because of the color. I love the color of this. I don't know why I talk like this. I always look back at my video and I'm like, what are you doing with your hand? It's part of being Hispanic, what can I say? But the ILIA Nightlite Bronzing Powder in the shade Drawn In is so beautiful. This is such a smooth, blendable bronzer. It's not extremely pigmented, so you do have to go back in like quite a bit. But I love that because it helps you build like a seamless, effortless bronze look to the face. I really love it. I love that it's soft, not too pigmented, and it's just honestly the perfect tone. At least for my skin tone, I really love how my skin looks when I wear this bronzer. I wear and I love other bronzers, don't get me wrong, but in 2020, this Mamacita is it. I love this. It's my favorite. Can't stop, won't stop. I already have a backup. So freaking good. I also have a one and done product when it comes to the highlight category because this bad boy right here, I love this so much. This is the Clinique Powder Pop Flower Highlighter in the shade Lunar Pop, and honestly, I'm surprised that I love this so much because nothing against Clinique, I just don't really love their products all that much. Like every once in a while I'll come across a product I really like, but when it comes to the overall brand, I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites. But when I discovered this highlight, I completely fell in love with it, mainly because of the formula. I mean, it's really smooth. It doesn't look like you have a stripe on your face. It's very natural but glowy at the same time. Like it looks really beautiful. I'm wearing it on my cheeks right now, and honestly, when you look at my skin up close, it doesn't even look like I'm really wearing like a powder highlight. This is the perfect color highlight because I feel like it has everything in it. There's a little bit of champagne, there's a little bit of pink, there's a little bit of gold. It reads very warm but can also look very pearly on the skin. It's so versatile, and honestly I feel like it matches with every single makeup look, which is the best thing about it. If I do a really intense gold eye, it looks beautiful. If I do a really intense silver eye, it looks beautiful. It's honestly like a little chameleon highlight. It's the best. It's my favorite. Best highlight discovery in 2020. For blush, I gotta be honest, my Toasted Cinnamon from Burt's Bees and all of these Wanderlust blushes from Buxom. These are still my favorite blushes. They're the best blushes in my opinion. An incredible holy grail, best of the best. But I do want to give a shout out to two blushes. First is the Beauty Bakerie Scoops Élysées palette, specifically the Creme Brulee blush that I've worn so much in 2020, and every single time I wore this blush, I got asked what was on my cheeks, especially on TikTok. Like whenever I would wear this blush and post a TikTok, I got so many questions about my blush. I'm actually wearing it today mixed with Burt's Bees Toasted Cinnamon. But yeah, love this blush so much. I just really love the color. It looks like a basic pink in the pan, but it blends out to be like a really juicy warm pink. Love it so much. And then I also really love the Alamar Cosmetics Colorete Trios, especially these new ones. All of the Alamar blushes are like really warm and juicy and just tropical and amazing. And I wore the original Fairlight Trio a lot this year, but I love the new ones even more, and you should definitely check them out. They're very creamy, very juicy on the skin. When it comes to setting sprays, I feel like I've been using the same 5 setting sprays over and over and over again. My Morphe one, Hourglass. I really have been loving the Rare Beauty one, and also my Fenty one. I want to say this is the one I've used the most this year, and honestly it all comes down to the mist. This is such a beautiful fine, look at that fine mist. I have the freaking AC on so it's like going down, but look at that mist. Ooh, it's honestly a pleasure to use. I love it so much. It just gets your entire face. There aren't any droplets on it. It's like amazing. And then when it comes to the drugstore, Milani Make It Last. Still the best setting spray at the drugstore, and whenever I want my makeup to last a really long time, most of the time I'll reach for my Milani one over any of my other ones. Okay, let's step into the eye category. The P.louise makeup base continues to be the best eyeshadow base in my opinion. It primes the lids really well. It hides all your veins because it's pigmented, like it comes in a color, and you can get this primer in like a ton of different shades. They have a white one and then a bunch of different skin tones. I use the shade number 2, but it's so great. It makes your eyeshadows look so vivid and so incredible, and yeah, it's the best. The palette of the year for me, besides my Colourpop So Jaded palette, which you guys know I don't like to talk about my collabs in these videos because you already know they're my favorites, but besides So Jaded, I really enjoyed the Supreme Nudes palette from Artist Couture. It's the palette I'm wearing on my eyes right now. It's just perfect for every day, and honestly, in 2020, I was doing a lot of those everyday looks. I feel like now more than ever, I'm really into natural palettes again. I want basic everyday shades. I want nudes. I want browns. I want colors that go with absolutely everything, and this palette is great for that. I feel like I either want a sparkle, amazing, wet shine, which you guys know I've been talking about that look for a long time. I love those little glitter toppers, or I want something super natural, or I want both. I like the natural browns in the crease with like a little shiny sparkle on the lid. So freaking beautiful. Which leads me into my favorite glitter toppers of 2020. They're the same ones from 2019. Another banger from Artist Couture. The Diamond Light Finishers are my favorite loose like glitter shadows. They're just as good as the Hourglass ones. The Hourglass ones are incredible as well, but these are more affordable and they're the same. They look wet on the lids. They are so freaking stunning. I love these glitter toppers. Incredible. I don't know how many times I've said incredible in this video already, but incredible. A major winner of 2020. I almost dropped it. A major winner of 2020 were these little elf quads. Dude, these are fantastic. These are the bite-sized eyeshadow palettes from elf. I have every single one, and every single one is great. They are so pigmented, and these metallics are like ultra metallic. You don't even have to wet these. Guys, these are drugstore eyeshadows and they perform like freaking Pat McGrath. It's so good. This one is definitely my favorite, hands down. This one in the shade Cream and Sugar. Delicious. And this color right here is what I'm wearing on my inner corners. So metallic, so vibrant, just chef's kiss. Definitely one of my favorite finds of 2020. It's not my favorite one of 2020. I will get there. But definitely one of my favorites. I want to quickly get this out of the way. Still to this day, the best eyeliners for your waterline are the Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Crayons and the Colourpop Creme Gel Liners. So pigmented, they glide on, they last forever, they're the best. I still can't find any that I like more than this. I mean, I really love the Makeup Forever ones, and I used the House Laboratories ones a lot this year as well, but they don't compare to Marc Jacobs. These are the best. All right, let's talk about the thing that has infected my eye. I want to say this is my favorite mascara discovery of 2020. This is the Wet n Wild Bad Bitch Lift Mascara. It was their collaboration with Bretman Rock. This is such an incredible mascara. I'm wearing it today. It is so freaking old. I haven't worn it in months because, I mean, look at it. I did this to myself. This looks way past expired, but I refuse. I mean, I'm gonna get rid of it now. This was clear. Got it. Message received. Clear sign that I have to get rid of it, but I was hanging on to it still because it's just so good and it was limited edition and I can't get it anymore. So affordable, so volumizing, just like wow, and feathery volume. Ugh, such a good mascara. But I also have to mention my Pat McGrath FetishEyes mascara. Super amazing as well. Definitely one of my top favorites. I still love my Lancome Monsieur Big mascara, but I think I might like this one even a little bit more than that. You get really thick black lashes with this. I love it. I don't love the scent. Could knock a bitch out, not gonna lie. But I look past it because it makes my lashes look incredible. And then of course, I have to give a huge shout out to my most reliable friend on the block. This is the Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions mascara. I think I talked about it in my last year's favorite, maybe even the one before that. It's a really great mascara because it's a tubing mascara, so you never get like black crap all over your eyes. Like, it never ever lets you down. If I'm gonna watch a movie where I know I'm gonna cry and I don't want black crap all over my face, I'll put this one on. Because I also really hate waterproof mascara because it's so hard to remove, and this removes in like little freaking tubes. I love tubing mascaras, and this is the best tubing mascara I've personally ever used. It's just the best, and she will always be the champion, you know? I gotta give a huge shout out to Kaja because they be looking out for people who drink a lot of coffee and who have a very shaky hand and can't get their wing right. The Wink stamp system that I discovered in 2020 has been super helpful for me. If you don't know what this is, I will link the video down below. I think I did a whole first impressions on it, and it's a little bit confusing at first, not gonna lie, but the more you use it, the more you get the hang of it, and you can get wings in literal seconds. It's the best. Foolproof, so easy to use. Love this, had to mention it, because I feel like that was a pretty helpful find in 2020. Ooh, this eye is starting to get super itchy as well. This one, this one's on fire, folks, but this one, we're getting places. We're getting places. I don't know why I do this to myself. I should stop. I should not keep going. But here we are. I gotta talk about the Glamnetic Magnetic Lash System. This is also another helpful product I discovered in 2020. I really like these. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very skeptical about the whole magnet thing because that can't be healthy for the eye, dude. That just can't be. Like, putting on a liquid liner that's magnet? I don't know, man. And when I go to remove it, it's kind of hard to remove, not gonna lie. I'm like scrubbing my eye a little bit. But is it the easiest thing I've ever used? Yes. Is it great for those of us who struggle a lot to put on falsies? Yes. So, you know, I gotta talk about it. I really love these two styles. This is Vixen and Virgo. Virgo is my favorite because it's just so natural, and if you're like me and you like a false lash but you don't like it to look too intense, Virgo is like the perfect modest little pair. But these are just so easy to use. You get your magnetic felt tip eyeliner pen, draw a little wing really close to your lashes, wait for it to dry for a second, and then boom, you pop these on. They stick perfectly to your magnetic eyeliner, and that's it. They don't fall off. You can like actually pull your lashes and they don't go anywhere. I personally find them super sturdy. They last all night, and I am going to be using them this New Year's Eve in my house. I mean, to be fair, I've never left my house on New Year's Eve. It has always terrified me to go out into the world on New Year's Eve, so even if there was no virus, I would be here. Okay, so for lips, I've been wearing a lot of the same things. I think I've talked about the Pat McGrath lip liners for 3 years in a row now. I think this is the 3rd year. I will never, ever find lip liners that I love as much as this. These are the best I have ever used, and it's all because they're so smooth, like so glidey and creamy, and last a million years. Usually you don't get both. A lot of the lip liners that are creamy and smooth and easy to apply, they just don't last as long as other lip liners, like the MAC Pro Longwear lip liners. They last forever, but they're not creamy and glidey. You gotta struggle a little bit to put them on. They're great, but you have to work a little bit. These are so smooth, you don't have to work, yet they last just as long as the MAC ones. They fade really nicely. They're just the best. I could literally sing this from the rooftops. It's like one of my favorite makeup products of all time. Like one of my favorite discoveries ever. These are the best lip liners to literally ever exist. And I'm gonna be talking about those lip liners for the rest of my favorites videos. Like if I continue these yearly favorites for the rest of my life, those will be the top lip liners for the rest of my life. And then when it comes to lip products, I have been switching it up so much. I've been loving shiny lipsticks. The Fenty Beauty ones, they're so good. The little bullet shiny lipsticks, amazing. I love the Sephora collection ones. really great. I've just been bouncing around a lot of different lip products, but I want to mention the Lila B Lovingly lip oils because I feel like I used these a ton this year, especially the shade Be Elegant. I think this is my most used lip product of 2020, like in general, like hands down. Besides Pat McGrath lip liners, contour, and this, match made in heaven. I use this product so much. I really love it because it's a lip oil that's not thick, greasy, it doesn't slide everywhere, and it's still very pigmented. So it's kind of just like a thin, shiny lip gloss. It's really great. They are very, very pricey though, so just keep that in mind. I still really love all those other lip products I mentioned as well that are much more affordable. And then I have to give a specific shout out to this specific combo right here, okay? Actually, you know what? This might be my most used lip product of 2020. This is the Alamar Cosmetics Birthday Suit lip liner. This is honestly my ideal color. This is the most beautiful lip liner shade ever, at least for my skin tone. It's very similar to Pat McGrath Done Undone, but the Pat McGrath one has like this shine to it. It has like a sheen to it. There's like shimmer in it. This one is just creamy goodness. The only thing is that this one doesn't last as long as the Pat McGrath, but honestly, like, no lip liner lasts like the Pat McGrath one. This is also a fraction of the cost. This is much more affordable and just such a good freaking lip liner. I'm obsessed with this. Whenever I wasn't using Pat McGrath, I was using this one or Dulce. I used Dulce a lot when I wanted something warmer than contour. Anyway, the Birthday Suit liner and gloss, it is hands down the most juicy, beautiful, pinky nude combo ever. This gloss is stunning. If you like a really thick, glossy, like juicy, sexy lady mouth, you will freaking love this gloss. And I feel like it looks beautiful on every skin tone because it's not too pigmented. It has like the right amount of color, and the little sparkle in it is just perfection. This gloss is perfect. This combo, freaking perfection. I hope it's in stock. Okay, and now I need to talk about the product of 2020. If I had to give an award to one product in this video, like my most amazing discovery, most incredible discovery of 2020, if I had to pick just one, what do you think it would be? I'm gonna give you a second. What do you think? What do you think? What category haven't I discussed? Okay, so I've gotta give it to my holy grail, my one and only, my best friend, the Glossier Brow Flick. I feel like a new woman after discovering the Brow Flick, so much so that you will, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this statement? As long as Glossier makes the Brow Flick, you will never see me using a Brow Wiz ever again. It's all about the Glossier Brow Flick, which is why it deserves the award this year because it completely bumped out the other contestants. They're not even in the game anymore. They're not even in the race. Honestly, after I discovered this type of brow product, I haven't looked back. Milani has a really good one that I enjoy. Their colors just don't go as deep. They're pretty light, but that one's great. There are a few other brands that are coming out with this product. Even Anastasia came out with their own Brow Flick, and it's pretty good, but nothing like this one. This is just the best one, especially since it lasts the longest. Guys, I will wash my face and I struggle to take this off. And it's like the end of the night, the rest of my makeup has faded and my brows are still intact. Perfect. This is the most long-wearing, most incredible brow product ever. I have never had a brow product last this long on my face, like ever. It's crazy. You get the most realistic feather-like hair. It honestly looks like from a distance, like this is my natural hair. Like you wouldn't think I have a brow product in my brows. And it's so funny because I actually did a first impressions on this product and I was like, I don't really like this. I was making like really thick strokes. I didn't know how to use it. It was just my first time and I was trying it out with you guys and I was not feeling it. But so many of you guys were commenting like, no, trust me, try it out a little bit more. You will love it. And man, you were right. Best discovery of 2020, hands down. And I have to give a huge shout out to the Glossier Boy Brow because I use these two together every single day. I use this to create the look of hairs, and then I use this to create a little bit more volume. And then if I want to take it up a notch, like if I'm gonna go somewhere and I want my brows to stay like that, like glue, of course I will throw on the Nude Sticks Brow Gel, which is the best brow gel in the world. It's literally like hairspray for your brows. So yeah, holy grail brow products, and I don't need anything else. Okay, super random, but I want to give a shout out to the Freck Longwear Freckle Makeup. I love this so much. I feel like so many brands have come out with something similar since then, but this to me is the best one, hands down. I'm gonna link my video down below where I used this for the first time. I think I did a first impressions on it. It creates the most realistic looking freckles, so beautiful, and I wanted to shout it out because I used it a lot in the spring and summer, and I see myself using it a lot more when the spring and summer roll around again. And yeah, I really like this size. This is their extra large. Their original is this big. I mean, fíjate, I lost it. I literally lost the original. I don't know where I put it because it's the size of an earring. So I really love that they came out with this extra large size because it will last you forever. And yeah, I mean, a little goes a very long way. You won't even go through the little one very fast, but still, this is a lot harder to lose. Okay, so we're pretty much done. I just have a few other things to talk about that are not like makeup related. I wanted to talk about my 2 most favorite hair products of 2020. I've spoken about these in past favorites videos, but I just wanted to highlight them again because they are so good. Oh, also the Curlsmith like hair booster pills that I drink every day, also a huge favorite of 2020. I'll put a picture of it right here. They're currently in my kitchen. I forgot to bring it for this video, but holy grail, love that so much. But I wanted to mention these because I always go back to them. I try out a ton of different curly girl products all the time. I'm constantly testing new ones, and there's so many that I love, but I always go back to these 2. This is the AG Hair Care Recoil Curl Activator, and I've honestly never tried any of their other products, but this is my favorite curl defining cream that I've ever used. I've tried others in the past that I love, but none of them like define my curls like this one does. I feel like when I use other ones, my hair looks less curly than when I use this one. It's crazy. It's just, it makes them so bouncy, so shiny, and it leaves your hair really nice and soft. I love this so much. When it comes to a mousse and something a little bit more crunchy, more defined, I will go with the Not Your Mother's Curl Talk Curl Activating Mousse. I actually use these in conjunction all the time. I'll go in with this first and then I'll finish it off with the mousse. This does leave your hair like a little bit crunchy. It has a little bit of a cast, but once you do a little bit of this, it completely goes away. I just love it because it makes my hair look extra curly and extra shiny, and it's such an affordable mousse. This is like what, $7 at Ulta? Love it. It's so, so good. Okay, so super weird and a little bit random, but I have to mention the little mini native deodorants. These are hands down my favorite deodorants of all time. I don't use any deodorants with aluminum in them. I avoid it at all costs, and it's actually really hard to find a deodorant without aluminum that smells really good and keeps me smelling good all day, and I feel like Native is one of the only brands that has been able to do that. I love my Briogeo one, and I also really love my Kapari one, but this one keeps me smelling good for the entire day, for hours and hours and hours and hours. And I love that they have these little mini ones because they're so easy to throw in your purse. You know how many times I've walked out the door and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot to put on deodorant, and that's the worst feeling ever. I keep like 2 or 3 of these in my purse at all times, so whenever that happens to me, I'm like, oh, no worries. I've got my little mini deodorant, and I never have BO now, so thank you, Native. I like to finish off my yearly favorites with my favorite perfume of 2020. And honestly, when I was looking back at all my perfumes, all the ones I was loving throughout the month, it came down to the exact same perfume that I mentioned in 2019. The Dolce & Gabbana, the Only One perfume. It's honestly become like my favorite? I don't like to say that. I don't like to say that. I have so many favorites, but it's top 5 for sure. It's so incredible. It lasts forever. And honestly, I'm showing you my little travel spray because how I lost a full-size perfume, I don't know. I went to go grab it for this video and it's nowhere to be found, but I grabbed this one out of my purse because I have to have this perfume with me always. I'm gonna leave the notes right here, but I've mentioned it before. It's honestly the sexiest perfume I have. Like, this is the epitome of sexy. This is, girl, go get your man or your woman sexy. You might get other people's men and women with this perfume. It's a man stealer perfume. Just kidding, don't be stealing anybody's man. That's not cool. It is inviting, sexy, just like, just so much. I love this perfume so much, but this is super crazy. I know, because I literally just discovered this like a week ago. It's not a new perfume or anything, but I can already tell you this is gonna be my 2021 perfume. I feel like it's already my 2020 perfume and I'm in December. But I have to mention it really quick. This is the Versace Crystal Noir perfume. Guys, I love this so much. I bought it for myself as like a Christmas gift. I always buy perfumes for all the adults in my family, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get myself one too. I'm gonna try out a new perfume. Why not? And so I decided to pick this up because I really enjoy the Versace Bright Crystal perfume that looks just like this, but it's pink. This doesn't smell anything like it, but it's better. But what makes this perfume just so incredible to me, and the reason I'm bringing it up, the reason why I think it's so important, is because very rarely do I stumble across a perfume that impresses me with its lasting power, and this one has just blown me away. It's one of the most long-wearing perfumes I've ever used. I wore this on Christmas Day. I put it on in the morning before anybody got to my house, like around 12 p.m. and I was still smelling this morning, and it is December 28th. I was still smelling this in my hair, and I've showered several times since then, okay? I could still freaking smell it in my hair. You know how a lot of the times you'll put on a perfume and people will tell you like, oh, you smell really good, but you won't smell it anymore. You're like, oh really, you can smell me? Because I can't really smell it. No, everyone smells this perfume and you also smell this perfume. And it doesn't give you a headache, it's not too much. It's the perfect perfume. And when it warms up to your body, it creates the most yummy, delicious scent. And every time you move, you get a whiff of it. And what's really interesting about this perfume is that it reminds me a lot of the Le Labo Santal 33 perfume. You know that super famous Le Labo perfume that everybody wears? It is really nice, and every time I smell it on someone else, I'm like, man, you smell good, but it does not smell good on me. There's something about it, it just doesn't work with my body. It's too much. I feel like I'm suffocating. This has like a very similar like after scent. That Le Labo perfume has cardamom, amber, and sandalwood, and those are 3 notes that are actually in this perfume as well. And I think that's why it kind of reminds me of that. Like every time I wear this, after a few hours, I'm like, hey, that kind of reminds me of that Le Labo perfume. Oh, it's just so incredible, man. I don't know how else to describe it. Like I need 7 travel sprays, except when I went to go buy one, I don't think they make travel sprays of this, but they need to. And okay guys, wow, that's it. We are done. I know I've been here a long time because when I sat down, the sun was out. And it is not anymore. But hopefully it wasn't too long. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I wanted to talk about all of my favorite beauty products of 2020. And let's not forget that my #1 favorite is always you guys. This has been a very weird year for me, especially on social media. I haven't been super active. I'm just kind of like hidden in my house working on label and lacquer while still trying to make YouTube videos for you guys, and I'm trying my best. But you guys are always so supportive and so Porter, please. He's like over it. He's like, we've been here long enough. Wrap it up. Just give me 2 minutes. You're interrupting the most important part. You're being rude. We were just talking about how much we appreciate them, Porter. Why are you so loud? They're our #1 favorite. They're nice. They say nice things about you. They don't know how crazy you are. But yes, you guys are hands down my #1 favorite. Thank you for the love and support you give me every single year. Hopefully they stick around in 2021, right, Porter? Hopefully we have a better year. Hopefully things just get better. But yeah guys, that completes this video. These were my top favorites of 2020. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below letting me know what your #1 favorite. So if mine was the brow flick, what was your most amazing discovery of 2020? I need to know. But yeah guys, that completes this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so. Porter just jumped on the little table I have of all my products. You are out of hand. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.